Okay, here we start. It's one of the shelves as you walk into the bedroom here, or now library. My nephew, I had given him some ancient helmets. This happens to be one of the helmets for ancient Rome when they were fighting the Colosseum, gladiators. And then across here is another set of hats. The one, of course, is the Union hat, Civil War. And the other hat is from the pirates in the Renaissance area. I bought that at the Renaissance Festival went to last year. It's a pretty nice hat. I like it. And then here starts my books. Got everything from ancient times, early Egypt, Troy, all the way up to modern times. And I still collect them. I still enjoy reading history and always will. The poster I have on the door, World War II, Rosie the Riveter. Then we go over to this shelf, top shelf. The patches there are original patches off the uniforms from Marines who had fought in Guadalcanal. We had the 1st Division and the 2nd. Then a little Bradford Exchange piece of the Marines and the raising the flag on Iwo Jima on Mount Suribachi. Here starts all the history, all the early history. You can see there Caligula, ancient Rome's. And you'll see further down I got bigger books on Egypt and Spartans. And then we get down, we start skipping history down to the Revolutionary War. Those, let's see, we got 6 books there. It's a 6-volume set of the complete papers of Lord Cornwallis during the war. And here I get all my oversized books, so it's the only place they'll fit. And then over on his side, we got books on about everything again, continuing on with the history theme. Early American and Titanic, and then we get into the Civil War. And that continues Civil War all the way down to the beginning of World War I. And up here I have my collection of all the kings of England. Of course I don't have a biography on all of them yet, but I will. So, and a little statue of Knights Templar. And up here I got my movies, war movies. And then up here that cowboy statue from one my father carved for me. So I keep it up there. And as you can see I got my collection of my hats. VC from Vietnam, Soviet Union, Navy, and the Army. Got the Japanese hat and World War I, the old German hat. And there's a picture of the airplanes that the Tuskegee Airmen flew, and commemorative knife, Vietnam. And we move over here. Got a Knights Templar sword. It's the best of my collection. I love this sword. It's really nice looking, handles well. Then we got down here, this is Roman army. This is a soldier's breast piece. They gave it to my nephews, and as I said, one that I gave him to, he's in the Air Force now, and he can't take it with him, so I got him back. And then Knights Templar helmet, the gloves. I got a few fiction ones, Tom Clancy, Harper Lee. The rest of these will be different things. Vietnam, Korea, intelligence, MI6, the Mossad. And so all the oversized books have to lay on the bottom. Then over here we got, my hands are shaky, so you have to bear with me. We got more World War II. I got mostly, that's all I got, mostly World War II, but I'm getting others too. Airborne, Bastogne, Tiger tanks in combat, and more down here, modern stuff. Some biographies mostly. And up here we got some more World War II. And this corner has my collection of museum quality replicas of the various weapons used during the war. On the far right is the Garand. Next is the M1. Next to it is a Thompson submachine gun. And this is an MP40, it's German. They used those, the SS, primary weapon. That little scroll there is the blueprint for the USS Indianapolis. I got very fortunate in getting to meet Mr. James Smith, who was a survivor from the sinking of the Indianapolis, and he signed my blueprints for me, and I got a model ship of the Indianapolis, and he signed it. And those are my prized possessions. Then we come up here. Now just a couple bookends there on top, but then there's a very top bayonet is a authentic Japanese bayonet that used during World War II. Bayonet below it is for the M1 Garand. Couldn't fit on this model, but that's the bayonet that goes with it. Here is again on my naval part of history from Pearl Harbor, and some biographies here, and just various subjects on the Navy. And it's hard to get over here because I got so many and get so much stuff in the way. Let me try this way. See if you can see it any better. And there's just some things down there. Some more books. I think I counted 700, almost 800 books I got now. This cabinet has my most favorite books, my prized ones. These have the World War II memoirs of Winston Churchill. The first 6 leather bound from Easton Press. The other 6 next to it are the originals from that was written during after World War II by Winston Churchill. These are the volumes written starting right there about Winston Churchill. And there's a couple of biographies that are starting there at the beginning. And there's a few more books down here. Winston Churchill, the Boer Wars. Above that, I got, again, some of the helmets that get returned. You got a Roman soldier's helmet. One end is an officer's helmet, Centurion. And the one in the center, that one is modeled after Spartan Leonidas. And I got a uniform, Civil War uniform, complete, except for a few little accessories. But I'll have that complete before too long. So other than that, that's my library. Like I said, it's almost 800 books I counted, and Still growing. Thank you for taking the time to watch it.